Hi, this is Kathy, and this is the intraday harmonic scenario for ES for tomorrow, November 22nd. Okay, coming into today, I was watching this wedge formation here, right? The black trend lines. This wedge formation as price was approaching the top of this PRZ. 2196 is the top of it. Well, currently, price is testing the top of the PRZ. It breached above the wedge just a tad to test that, and now we're at a very important decisive point. Due to expansion, right, then I would anticipate either a stall here or a pullback, at least to the wedge. If it's going to get to the wedge, that's going to be about midpoint of the PRZ. And that is another decisive point. The midpoint is around 2185. That's going to correlate with this neutral zone on the volume profile chart, right? This was the area that is the determining factor of moving away from value, seeking new value to the upside. So as long as it can hold above that 2187.50 or the 2185 area, then the inclination is going to continue to seek higher value, and that would imply that price is going to also, in the world of harmonics, attempt to hold above the PRZ and stretch to the extended target of 2229.25. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Where price can break and hold outside of this PRZ is what offers the initial directional bias, right? Okay, so I know that this 18 Renko bar is pretty large for intraday trading, right? So what I've done is I've done an ST 10 range bar chart. And as you can see, I have the, wait, those sword lines will be changed for the day. Okay, so here it shows bearish Garfly PRZ top 2196, right? And on this smaller bar size, which is this 10 range, is pretty good for intraday trading actually. But anyway, price also had on this particular chart a crab complete at 21.95, and as you can see we have the red dot from the STP, and this these trend bars are from a friend of mine, and I was just trying them out, so they're kind of interesting anyway. But this basically states that it's losing oomph up here at this double PRZ. So now we have a double PRZ in this 95 to 96 region, plus prices attempting to hold below the weekly sword line. And as long as it can do that, the inclination is it's going to try to come and test these rising moving averages, right? Now, we can look at where the retracement targets are for the larger ones, but for intraday purposes, let's just look and see where it is. And I'm going to erase these brown fibs because I want it to be more clear, because we know, right, it was 21.95. I want it to be clear for the retracement targets. Okay, so just the smaller pattern of this double PRZ, going to look and see where its ideal minimum retracement target is, which is 2186. That's going to correlate with the rising 50. So this is going to be a very important support test, and it's a target to see if price can get there, because that's another decisive point, because then we're at a golden ratio zone, and how price behaves at a golden ratio zone is just as important as how price behaves at a PRZ. Okay, so the inclination is, and also if you look at the RSI, we have like an M shape up here at the overbought region, right? And the second part of the M is lower. It's like a tilted M, right? It's lower than the initial M. So this is a sign of pullback also, and we want to see how price is going to behave, or I'm sorry, how the RSI is going to behave at this midpoint while price pulls back and tries to test the Bollinger Band midline, which is currently around 2189.25 area. So the HSI is saying come down, the RSI is saying come test the midpoint, and the double PRZ is saying let's try and see if we can go into retracement mode. Okay? So there you go. So 2186 is the ideal minimum retracement for the smaller bar size, and the bigger is going to be, I need to change that because I adjusted it, is 2132.25. All right, so that's a lot further. The 2186, oh, isn't that interesting? It's going to be midpoint of this large PRZ. Okay, another convergence there. Remember, neutral zone, midpoint of the PRZ. It's also going to be pretty close to testing the wedge support. So a lot of reason why that's going to be an important support test.